Hey, Traveler fans. Are you the note taker for your Traveler game? If you're the one sitting at the table taking all of those complete notes for your table, then these are the products that you need. These are made by our friends Mystic Bull Games, and they are the Scout Captain's Rudder and the Star Traveler's Logbook. And these two books hold 26 weeks worth of journal entries as well as many other little things that will help you in your note taking, such as account ledgers. You can keep a complete track of your travelers or your ship's bank records and how much money is available. As said, there were 26 weeks worth of journals notes that can be taken, including system notes, contacts and factions, intelligence, secrets, navigational hazards, all manner of things. There are pages for patron contacts, such as what the operation for said patron was, what were the discoveries, what was the after action report done. There are things for scouts. There's survey data. There are maps that can be filled in, as well as space for planetary notes and odd findings that you find. So go over to Bull Games and get your Star Traveler's Logbook and Scout Captain's Rudder. You can go there directly by scanning the QR code on the screen or going to the link at the bottom. And as always, there will be a code at the bottom of the description in this video, and you can click on that or copy and paste it and go over that way. I'll see you in charted space. Safe travels, travelers. Welcome to Behind the Claw. We will be picking up where we left off last week. These guys have, at the behest of Kurt Avos of Sword World's Intelligence, they have taken a job. Originally, the job was to deliver supplies to Gorram Station in the Gorram system, which is a red zoned system. And when they arrived at Lunian to pick up the supplies, they learned that the station was also looking for a search and rescue crew. Their previous search and rescue team had completed their contract and quit. And so, being, you know, wanting to be around the station to spy in order to find out what happened to the missing operative from Mithril. This is where the trail of breadcrumbs led them, and so in order to kind of ingratiate themselves into the station and to learn more about this, they took the job, and they are getting paid like 2,000 or some odd credits. It's more than 2,000. Depends on depends on the position, but they are getting paid for being here, all while they are attempting to spy. And so we are picking up with the following morning after their arrival, and on the docket for the day's missions is to do maintenance on the monitor buoys. And in order to do that, they have been called in for a briefing this morning to learn a little bit more about Gorram and why exactly it is a red zone system. And so, having said all that, so you guys arrive early in the morning. You've got your coffee. You're sitting in a conference room, and the executive officer, Sar Aylin, has called you here, and she's going to be going over uh, just a briefing. Essentially, it's a mandatory kind of training seminar, and she has told you that these kinds of briefings are to be expected throughout your employment. It's just something that they do. A lot of these meetings, more than likely, could have been an email. But she has told you if there's anything that you want to train anybody on the station on, that to approach her, and you can, of course, perhaps deliver one of these seminars yourself. So she goes into exactly what is going on with Gorram. And she tells you that the population of Gorham is officially listed at around 800 people. This figure uh, is probably incorrect. They are a primitive society, and so at 800 people, because they're a primitive society, this would make their society unviable. Like over a length of time, there's 800 is not enough to avoid complications genetically, and they would end up dying out. And that hasn't happened. And so the it is obvious that there are more people on the world than what they have visually seen. They have a tech level around TL2, and so what the story with this is that they believe that these people, at some point in the distant past, I'm trying to find the exact thing here. A binary. So, some point in the distant past, Gorham was colonized. Um, but the inhabitants, over time, probably, and when I say distant past, this was a long time ago, maybe even as far back as like, the first Imperium. Um, they've regressed at this point, probably due to lack of contact, and they are now at TL2. They are, I mean, for all intents and purposes, at this point, they are considered to be natives. Um, although this is not their native world. But anyways, they are a primitive society, and the cited population figure probably comes from an early survey done by the Interstellar Scout Service that spotted a small community, and they just assumed that that was the entire population. There's no reliable estimate on the probable population of Gorham. It could be in the tens or even hundreds of thousands. They are descended from colonists who arrived from the rule of man era. So the second Imperium, which was when the Soleimani ruled the Imperium, which was short lived, and that would explain why they have gone lack of contact, because the rule of man caused a massive collapse in the Imperium, and there was a period called the Long Night, and there was no trade, there was no government, there was nothing. And so there were no ships that were left in the system, um, but there are traces of other settlements, and so the um, Interstellar Scout Service has kind of red zone the world, because they want these people to be able to um, progress under a natural state, rather than the culture shock of meeting a much higher advanced technological species, such as yourselves. The culture is considered fragile and in need of protection, and is worth studying for social and technical reasons. Goramites are mostly confined to one continent, and until recently, they have been entirely incapable of even open ocean navigation. Their world's thin atmosphere makes the creation of sailing vessels challenging, resulting in an experimentation with highly complex sail systems. It is now becoming possible for them to venture across the seas, ushering in an age of wind powered exploration. But they are taking their first tentative steps in that regard. Exploration and development of sailing ships has led to an expansion of other industries and the growth of new technologies. Scientists, notably from the University of Mora, are interested in seeing how the society changes as a result, and how the Goramites solve the new technical problems that they're going to face. Um, a few very discreet expeditions by the Scout Service have gone to the surface, and they have carried out, investigations, usually in remote areas, with most observation done with little drones that can't be detected. And the Scout Service has a contact plan filed for when and if the locals inevitably discover that they're not alone in the universe. But for now, the intent is to leave them alone and to develop at their own pace. And so, um, your current mission, at least to start, because they have been without a search and rescue team, is to service the monitoring buoys that are in orbit um, uh, around Gorram. Now, this may seem simple on the surface. It is going to involve somebody having to do a spacewalk um, in order to do some repairs on these buoys, but you have to do it in such a way that your approach is going to have to be careful, because you're not going to you don't want to be seen from the surface. I mean, it's one thing to see a dot in the sky because these are stationary orbit. They're not moving, or they are tracking movement with the rotation of the planet. It's another thing to see another dot move up to that dot and then move away on its own. Now we're talking UFO kind of stuff, and so they want to avoid that. So, having said all that, looks like Zerzy, you're going to be piloting for now.
Mother of God.
This is the get the name of it. Garrus class rescue vessel. There is the stats for that once more. Lots of stuff on it. Even has gun turrets.
I'm gonna have Virgil and Clanker with me while we're on this, just in case.
Okay. Yeah, you can have Virgil, your customs enforcement bot. I mean, I don't know what you would want him to do. He's a customs enforcement bot, so.
I mean, he's got some science skills, which they may come in handy. I don't know. He's got science chemistry and science psychology, but he's really good at recon and investigating. And worst case, he can technically do gun combat.
See. Yeah, he's a vigilant CCR, customs control robot. Okay, yeah, you can have. I mean, you can have him with you, or it with you. And he is armed with a stunner, if I remember correctly.
He has a weapon mount. I could put a small weapon on him, but I haven't yet.
Right. So yeah,
Clanker's armed with 2 stoolies. I personally am not gonna have any weapons on this mission. Not very good with them anyway. Kind of a waste. And I kind of look at Audrey and say, I can fly if I have to. If I scratch and paint, you're going to have to paint it.
Well, I volunteered to the spacewalk.
Okay. Okay. So, hold on here. I'm pulling up the ship character sheet. Actually, I don't need your character sheet. But I will bring it up anyways, just in case. Let's see here. So, you guys have been given these Imperial rescue suits. These are, at one time, probably when they were brand new, these were at Imperial specs. The suits that you're given have been around a while, and Audrey, you immediately notice that there are numerous patches on these. There is, I guess you could say, makeshift repairs that have been done on them. Not that you're worried about them failing at a critical moment so much. I mean, that of course could be a possibility, but these are not new. They are certainly well used. Have been for quite a long time. Now, the Imperial Navy rescue suit does require vac suit 1. Do you guys have vac suit 1?
No.
No.
I have vac suit 0. I was gonna say, would I be able to? Actually, I probably would do it even without the permission. Bring my HEV suit, because that worst case scenario, it does have a thruster pack on it. So, if worst comes to worst, I can still maneuver in outer space for small distances.
Yes, you can use your HEV suit. You can use anything that you have brought with you. These have been issued to you. You're not required to use them. These do have some nice perks though, such as like they have a built-in laser cutter on the forearm, things like that.
Oh, okay.
Take a look. General modification. So your HEV suit has a thrust pack?
Yes.
Thruster pack, yes. Do you know what tech level that thruster pack is?
Tech level 9.
Okay. Well, it shouldn't be tech
See,
level 9. It comes at basic as tech level 7, improved as 12, and advanced as 14.
Okay. Oh, I see. Never mind. Which one costs 2,000 credits?
Basic, tech level 7.
Okay, it's level 7 then.
So microgravity, idle speed, movement. What does that mean? Athletics dexterity check is required to use a thruster pack accurately. Basic thruster packs can only be used in microgravity environments. Oh, I see what it means. So you have to be in 0 or near 0G. Improved thruster packs allow 0.1 G acceleration for up to 48 hours. So this basically it's just going to move you around in 0G.
Yeah.
What kind of suit do you have, Audrey?
Whatever ones that we have on our ship.
I think she has a basic vac suit.
Okay.
I don't think she ever bought another vac suit. I think.
No.
Let's see. Nope, that's not it. There we go. And what vac suit skill do you have?
No vac suit skill, because
Yep.
Audrey is not very smart and keeps failing to learn it.
Okay.
Oh, you don't even have 0?
No.
Oh God, I don't think you should
I
use
know.
the spacewalk.
So,
But Audrey really wants to.
I mean,
yeah, basic vac suit, protection +4, tech level 8, requires vac suit 1, which means,
Vac suit TL10 only requires vac suit 0, because you get -2 penalty for each skill level you don't have.
correct. So you have an improved tech level 10 vac suit?
Well, that's the one that gives the smallest penalty.
Right. But I don't know that that's what you would have in the ship locker.
I don't remember what Audrey came with when we found her in cryo birth.
She did not start with a vac suit.
Because I think that we just gave her one that we found on that space station.
Yeah, I think that probably would have been tech level 10. So it's protection 8.
So
plus 8.
-4 penalty.
So
no problem.
Vac suit 0. I don't know. That sounds awfully high. Uh, they suffer -1 to all skill checks made while wearing a suit for each missing level. So at vac suit 0, so at tech level 10, vac suit 0 is required, so you're only at -1 for all actions.
But
You don't
Audrey
have
doesn't even
anything.
have 0.
Right, that's what I'm saying. She doesn't have
Oh,
0,
okay.
so she's only at -1.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Let's go. Also permits traveler to operate advanced battle armor. Right. Okay, so yeah, you're only at -1.
Meh.
You're gonna fumble around
Mhm.
probably a bit. So, I'm just gonna close this because I don't need that. There we go. So, Zerzy, you're piloting. Go ahead and give me a piloting small. Wait a minute. I was going to say piloting small craft, but this is certainly not a small craft. Now, this is 400 tons. Trade ships and other vessels. Okay, so yeah, give me a piloting spacecraft plus dex check.
Well, let's see how good this goes.
What could possibly go wrong?
That works so well
Well.
for me.
There
Only
he goes.
only because I rolled good.
So, there's Kaz, so he can take over the piloting duties. Yeah, Zerzy's able to pull the ship out as Kaz was doing something off camera, off screen, and so at this point, Kaz can take over the piloting duties. Audrey's prepping to make a spacewalk. However, it is going to be a while before you reach your destination. Let's see. So Zerzy, this M drive has thrust 4 capability. How fast are you going to be approaching the main world? And in order, let me bring up Gorram's system for you.
I mean, I think as soon as I saw like Kaz is ready and wanting to pilot, I would hop off and let him pilot.
Right.
Okay.
I do have a question though about what Kurtavos may have told us.
Sure. I mean, you guys are really. I did. Oh man. Okay. 1 second here. I need. Well, first I need the right book. There she is. I don't know. I kind of like this search and rescue ship. I mean, if it had a jump drive.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it would display so much of the useful things it has on it.
Right. Exactly.
Wasn't there a thing that's like a detachable jump drive or something? I could have sworn. Anyway, whatever.
Maybe I do seem to remember something about that.
And I'll wait until you're done.
There. There we go. 2 hull points. I'll give you guys, give everybody access to it. All right, so out of the 4 thrust points, so you're traveling from this big world, pretty much at the out system, to the innermost planet. What are you setting the thrust at out of the 4?
I forget. There are no guidelines to that limit thrust, right? Because
No,
yeah,
no.
because
The only stipulation that's been made for the mission is to avoid. You're going to try and service um, these monitoring buoys, and so the only stipulation has been that you avoid being seen from the surface. So you're going to have to be careful with your approach.
right.
But from this far out, I mean, you're like
Yeah, we
like
shouldn't be.
you're probably 12 AU out. I mean,
Yeah. So so yeah, so that's a non-issue, and I can probably angle it so that I sort of come in from behind the satellite, kind of from their perspective. So yeah, shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, okay. So I think the max burn. I mean, why not?
okay.
Why not?
Save some
Well,
time, go thrust 4.
yeah.
So at thrust 4. There we go. Transit time. So, so you're probably going to be out, it says, for about 408 hours.
Wow. Okay.
It's a long time.
Yeah. Uh,
Uh,
hope you brought a handheld console.
so yeah, yeah, you're looking at like a 17-day uh, trip there and back again at thrust 4 because you're way out here, um, which is where they want to be because then they can't be seen, right?
Yeah.
Not that I mean, I don't know. Tech level 2, they might be experimenting with the first, magnifying kind of lenses, but I doubt that they're going to be able to see um,
No, isn't
too well.
isn't that like tech level 5?
I wouldn't. The first telescopes that were made on Earth were like early Renaissance era, if
Right.
not slightly before that. If you're looking at like spyglasses and things like that, so
Galileo
I would say
built a
like the
telescope.
end of the top end of tech level 2, maybe going into 3. These guys on Gorram, and this is really more of an issue with their world itself because of the thin atmosphere. They're just now starting to they've just now discovered the age of sail, um, and the of course with the thin atmosphere, sailing is a problem, and it requires more sails, more or less, and sails in unique kind of setups in order for it to work. So, but that's more of an issue with the planet itself versus their tech level. I would think that they are probably just getting to the point where they're maybe able to start making magnifying lenses that would work for a telescope. But this planet is so far out. I mean, one of the first worlds that was ever seen, I believe, was Saturn, and and this was Renaissance period, and they were able to see it well enough that they were able to see the rings. and that's how they first started talking about it. But then you have to realize, how big is Saturn? I mean, it's huge.
It's gigantic, yeah.
And so, um, you know, that played to their favor too. Now this here is a big world, quite large. So I don't know that they would really their inner system. They've got this large gas giant. I don't know that they're going to be able to see a whole lot more past their inner system.
No, but also I just remembered, Galileo was able to see Jupiter and the Galilean, the Galilean satellites,
Right.
Io, Europa, Ganymede, and I think Enceladus.
Yes.
Yeah, because Galilean, so he was able to spot those. But regardless, it doesn't matter because what's the big issue about detecting ships is heat, not visual. So visually, I mean spotting a tiny speck of metal. I mean,
Right. Right. So yeah, you're looking at about a 17-day journey. You guys can add 17 days. You can add 2 weeks to your
Ooh.
study periods.
Nice.
Oh, good news. Audrey got to the next roll for vac suit.
Awesome. Go ahead and make a vac. Well, you don't have vac suits, so go ahead and roll 2d plus your education check. And
Okay.
before you make that roll, did you guys, I don't remember, but when you were at Lunion, did you pick up any training software for that?
No.
Okay.
Okay, before you roll, actually, here's a question. It's only 2 weeks. I have Vaxsuit at 1, I believe. Can I actually tutor her to sort of assist with the role? Is it possible for one traveler to teach another one?
Yes. Go ahead. So Kaz, go ahead and make a vaccine plus education check and see how much of a
Well,
bonus we can
yeah.
give her.
Audrey puts on the suit backwards and you correct her.
Yes.
Well, let's see. Okay, so there you go.
Okay, so Audrey, you get a +1 to that roll for Kaz tutoring you.
Sweet. Success.
Nice.
Audrey finally
Nice.
learned how to put on a vaccine.
You have vaccine 0.
Oh,
Nice.
well then that's not an issue for doing the spacewalk.
Exactly. You are no longer at -1. So Kaz, you can control the Garrus class ship. You can grab it. Which direction are you taking? How are you getting there?
Well, so I wasn't there for like most of the. Is there a satellite around every planet essentially?
No, they only need the satellites, the monitoring buoys around Gorram to be fixed.
Okay, so I think I think the spicy thing to do would be to do a slingshot around the gas giant.
Okay.
Because that's what we do in sci-fi worlds. We every time we see a gas giant, we go like, I'm gonna slingshot around it.
That will actually cut your time a bit, down to 14 days.
Perfect.
Why not?
All right, so Kaz, go ahead and give me a piloting plus dex check.
Ooh, Scott, sorry. Yes, of course. Piloting spacecraft. Yep, there you go.
Nice. So you are, I mean, you wouldn't know that you haven't been seen, but you are able to approach the first of these satellites. Around Gorram, there are 7 of these satellites that haven't been maintained for quite a while. So yes, they did give you a description. No, they didn't give you any DNA information. True. I mean, they're not going to do anything, but they wouldn't be able to do anything to you, but it could ruin their entire society.
That is true. Well, actually, here's a question. Was this ever answered? Or maybe I wasn't here for that. What do the Goramites look like anyway?
They're normal people. So here is what Goramites look like. So Goramites were there was a colony ship during the rule of Man, which was the Second Imperium. that came out here, and then of course because the rule of man was run by idiots, the whole empire collapsed, and there was the long night, and so these guys got ditched out on this planet with no contact for ages, and they regressed down to tech level 2. And so,
Oh yeah, okay.
at the present Third Imperium, the Interstellar Scout Service has determined that they would really like for them to progress at their own pace, and they also want to kind of study them. Essentially, the University of Mora wants to study them, and there have been a couple of expeditions down to Gorram. The expedition teams remained out of sight. They used tiny drones in order to monitor these people. The Scout Service does have a protocol in place should they be found out, but for the most part, you know, absolutely nobody is to be down on the surface of Gorram, if at all. It would have to be something exceedingly, special that would require you to go down to the surface. And
Right.
so you are able to pull up to one of these satellites. Audrey, you can make your spacewalk. Now, of course, you will be tethered, but whenever you are ready,
Ready.
Audrey, go ahead and give me a athletics dex check.
Do skills. Athletics. Dex.
Wow,
Nice.
damn. So Audrey takes a run and jumps out the airlock and flies over and grabs onto this monitoring buoy and begins her work. You can make a mechanic plus intellect check.
Mechanic plus intellect. No.
Yeah,
Mechanic. Intellect. Okay, and then take time for +2.
Yes.
Oh, and then also too, Audrey is at the satellite. Is there? Oops, did that incorrectly?
Yeah, there's 2 pluses.
I mean 11. Okay.
There you
Well,
go.
could Audrey plug a USB, Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth transmitter dongle into the service port on the satellite? If Zerzy asks her to do that so he can connect his computer to it.
Certainly.
I love the
That's
visual
fine.
that they just have like a USB port on the outside of the satellite.
Well, there would be some. There
Maybe
would be
inside a service panel.
there would be
Yeah.
some kind of port that would allow for a computer to connect. So yeah. So
I think they do, like on the real space station. Like, what else are they going to use?
right. So yeah, Audrey plugs in a network cable, and she is going about her repair work. Zerzy, you can make you're still going to have to hack in. So
Oh yeah,
you
I
can
just need to
make
know the tech level.
yeah, the tech level is 12. And you would use your sorry, looking through this back, trying to find something. So yeah, you would use it would be computers plus intellect. You would want to use your intrusion software. Nice.
Only a 13.
Only 13.
So yeah, you're having a hard time hacking in to the system. Your first attempts to bypass the login are failing.
All right.
So Audrey, this So this repair out here is going to take you probably about 3 hours.
Mhm.
You're not really having too much of a problem uh, with um, with this with this particular maintenance. It's basically just realigning the thrusters, running diagnostics on it, and for the most part, most of this stuff will fix itself. But there are a few things that need to be adjusted and tweaked, and so it's 3 hours of you just trying to make these repairs. Um, at the end of those 3 hours, what are you what are you wanting to do? I mean, there are 7 of these things. Are you wanting to just go back, unplug, go back to the ship, and attempt to repair another one?
Well, I guess Audrey would return to our ship, take a break, and then replace the air tank with a new full one, and then go out and fix another satellite.
Okay. All right. So, Kaz, you can make another piloting plus dex check. Nice.
Yep.
So he maneuvers the ship over to the next satellite while Audrey is gearing up. And Audrey, um, you can make a athletics dex check.
Oh,
So you leap out and you miss the satellite just barely. I will allow you to make another athletics dex check to see if you can grab on.
okay. Oh, that's better.
There you go. So you were going to overshoot and you reach out and grab onto the satellite at the last second. That is going it because you are a moving object. You kind of nudge the satellite in a position that it didn't really need to be in. So it will add a -1 to your mechanic plus intellect check.
Okay, well, I'll make that check. So was mechanic. Okay, do that.
Okay, so this job's taking a little bit longer. You will be out here for about 5 hours on this, and you're having to readjust it. And once it's adjusted, then it can, of course, reconfigure itself and fix its orbit. But yes, Zerzi, you can try to attack the next one. There, you are able to bypass the password, brute force it, and you are into the satellite systems. What are you looking for?
I'm going to, while copying over all the data it has, I
Okay.
want to look for any maintenance logs or any kind of logs that have been put on here by somebody who is working on it.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigate plus intellect check.
And here's where I fail. Because I don't have investigate, so just intellect -3.
Yep.
Oof.
So you're able to copy everything over, but as it's copying over, you're looking through maintenance logs and things, and you're not seeing really anything of interest. Um, these these basically these monitoring buoys are really, I mean, they are, some of their sensors are pointed towards the planet, but for the most part these monitoring buoys are kind of pointed out. They're trying to detect ships that are coming into the system and trying to come into Gorram's main world. And there's a lot of data here.
Okay? I would okay, if that's the case, if that's the case, I would try to spend my time or have my agent go through it and see if the ships that are coming and going appear to be on like a normal routine or anything that seems out of the ordinary.
Okay, you can make another investigate plus intellect check, and you get to add +1 for your agent.
So
you're
only at
-2.
-2. Okay. 6.
So there's really no something does stand out. For the most part, with the exception of a single ship, you are not seeing any repeat vessels that are coming into the system. But there is one ship, and it is not showing up as it is registered as being spotted, but there is no transponder data. And this tells you that this is probably a ship that is running with a Dindy code. Now, if you remember, they brought up there are NA and there are Dindy codes. So a NA code, let's see here. NA code doesn't hide the presence of the vessel, and its activities are routinely monitored by flight operations. So it just basically says there's no that the NA code means that there's no need to bother the ship. It's fine. A Dindy code is that it stands for do not detect, and basically no data comes up. Nothing. What you're seeing on the sensor logs is that there was a ship, but no information. It doesn't even register. It doesn't register a name. It doesn't register a registration number. It doesn't register even the tonnage or what class of vessel it is. It only registers that there was a ship present, and it was close to the main world.
And our ship has that code system, and it's not ours, right? Would we be able to know that?
So your ship is registered with a NA code.
Oh, okay.
Which is because you're working in the system. You don't need to be bothered.
But it went close to the main world.
Yes. And this ship is the reason why it stands out is that this ship was a repeat offender. It has done this throughout these sensor logs at least 3 times.
All right. I will log all that in my computer.
As during this 5 hours while you're doing this, you also get a radio message, or not a radio message. You get a message that is, maybe 7.5 hours behind. You get a message from your agent on the Bastard, and it reports that it has decoded the section of the computer core that has strange data in it, and it has actually decoded and summarized the Twilight Peaks novel, and it wants to know if you are ready to hear that summary.
I'll have it wait until we dock again.
Okay. All right. So basically all of this goes on, and let's see here. For about the next 27 hours, you guys are moving the ship to the next satellite. Audrey is jumping out and making repairs. Everybody can make a recon plus intellect check.
Oh.
Let me know if I need to roll for the robots.
So, Kaz, you're basically sitting there leaning back with your feet up on the console while Audrey does her work, and you look over and you note that the sensors register that there is a incoming jump into the system. There's a radiation spike.
Okay. I wonder what that's about.
Anybody who wants you can make a electronic sensors plus intellect or education check.
I mean, might as well.
I have sensors at 0. I can try that.
I am rolling so shit today.
All right, I'll roll. I'll try as well. Electronics. Right. Yeah. Here we go. Okay.
Okay.
Well, there you go. I'm
So
0.
you have registered that there is a very, very old antique trader that has jumped into the system. It is showing, these are the stats on it. And where it has jumped into the system. Yes, it is showing up. It is registered as the Anlishu, and it is way, way off course in the system. It is in pretty much in the deep. It is not. It is not where it didn't jump close to the gas station. It didn't emerge near Gorram Station. It's just kind of, it. It's not where it was supposed to be. Nobody would have purposely picked that spot to come out of jump. And so you're picking this thing up, and then you start to receive a distress call, and they are the Anlishu is reporting that they are experiencing jump drive malfunctions, or they were experiencing jump drive malfunctions shortly after entering jump space. Their engineers were able to at least kind of nurse the jump drive over the course of an entire week to prevent the bubble from collapsing. And now that they have emerged, unfortunately, because of some of those jury-rigged repairs, now their maneuver drive is screwed up, and they are having life support issues, and they are registering a vessel in distress. How do you guys want to deal with it?
Audrey wants to go help them.
I mean, I do
your,
too.
That is your job.
Is
But-
Audrey back on the ship, or is she still spacewalking?
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, Audrey, as soon as Audrey, go ahead and make another mechanic plus intellect check.
Okay. Mechanic.
Nice. So yeah, Audrey, you are just finishing putting the maintenance panel back onto the last monitor buoy. You are dead tired. You've been up for doing this for 27 hours, but I assume, Kaz, you're calling in to Audrey to informing her of what's going on, or what are you guys doing?
Yes.
Okay.
I would inform Audrey. I'd inform the station in case so we'll send them a radio message, because there's going to be some time lag, and I would have radio the ship and be like, well, what exactly is your status? Like, how long can you hold out, because we're some distance away.
Okay. So Audrey, you get the call. You start to pull yourself in along your tether. The Anlishu captain of the Anlishu tells you that these old antique traders, the air circulation is tied to their engineering section, and with the jump drive and the maneuver drive down, there's no air pumping. They have maybe 4 hours of atmosphere left in their ship.
Okay, I asked them how many crab berths they have on the ship.
That's a really good question. I don't know that they have any. Let me look.
because I'm afraid I have some terrible. Well, I mean, I'm not going to tell them that, but
I mean, it only
Right.
says they have 8 staterooms, doesn't say crowd berths.
Yeah, they don't have any.
Yeah.
They don't have any low berths.
Oh, I don't know if you'd be able to get there in 4 hours.
well, we can't. That's just the answer.
Well, I mean, you're
Um,
not. You're not. They're not that far away.
Oh, they're closer. Okay, I see. They're closer in orbit. Okay. Well, sure. I mean, yeah, full burn. Audrey, I know you're tired. If you want, I have some drugs for you. But if you can squeeze any extra power of the maneuver drive, that'd be great.
Yes, Audrey wants to move more power into the maneuver drive so we can get there in time.
Okay, go ahead and make a. Here.
If you're going to be taking like sleep penalties because you've been working hard, I have stims, so and then I can detox you later.
Let's see.
Do we have cryobursts? That's actually a good question. Anyway.
Yeah, or if they could run vac suits, because those come with several hours of air.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is their plan. They're going to. Yeah, so Audrey, you can make a difficult 10 plus engineering plus intellect check. Nice. But I mean, you failed it, but you didn't fail it terribly. You aren't able to boost the ship's power, but there are no detriments. So you are approximately 34 hours out from the Anlishu at 4G burn. However, they have spacesuits. They tell you that they can go ahead and everybody can gear up, and they should be able to wait that out. They've got enough O2 tanks that they should be able to wait for a rescue ship.
Okay.
So go ahead and make a piloting plus dex check.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, nothing else to it. Please, ooh, well.
It was a routine check, and they're not trying to contest you. So you are, in fact, 6 is exactly what you needed to get. You, at the end of your 34 hours, you are able to pull right up, and you are able to dock with this ancient docking umbilicus. Out of curiosity, yeah, let's look at your Garrus class rescue vessel. I don't know if you have any low birds.
No, we do.
Oh yeah, you got a shit ton of low birds. Yeah, how many? Jesus Christ.
I use one of them to store my beer in.
Right, 40. You have 40 low birds.
There you go.
So
39. The other one's a beer cooler.
yeah,
Sorry. Yes.
So yeah, you guys are able to dock. Is everybody going over?
Audrey's going over.
Okay.
Before we go, we should probably have a plan of action. I think that we have to tow this ship back to our station.
Well, we have a towing line, so we do have that.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Because otherwise, it could potentially end really badly.
Well, yeah, I mean, we don't want them here while we're repairing satellites. No, so we're going to take them to the station, and they can figure it out from there. I should be on the ship, I guess. Well, okay, hold on. I would have radioed them at some point in the 24 hours. Is there anybody actually injured?
They do have a number of injuries. Yes.
Okay, then.
Well, I mean, you don't know that you need to tow them. I mean, you haven't even looked at what the problem with their maneuver drive or J drive and their life support even is. So
There's that.
Um,
Well, we should bring
I
the
don't know.
injured aboard. I'll take a look at them in our med bay, and
We can take everyone except our engineering team aboard our ship.
This ship doesn't have just a standard airlock. It's only got its cargo airlocks, which is peculiar.
that must be an oversight from the
That
game.
has to be an oversight.
Yeah. So
It's very odd. I've never seen something like that.
So I think realistically, maybe like Audrey and one of the bots can go, just to check, like just to do diagnostic on the J drive and M drive, or
Sure.
really the M drive. And then I should stay on the ship for medical and piloting purposes, and Zergy should stay on the ship because he's the captain and bot controller. So
Okay.
I'll have Clanker go with Audrey.
Okay.
No weapons on him.
All right.
you sure about that? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Why is this doing this now? It was this was working perfectly not even 3 minutes ago, and now it's all fucked up. Oh, well, there we go. Okay. All right. So I'm going to say that the airlock is probably like here. That kind of makes sense. And you're sending Clanker and Kaz, you're staying aboard.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And so Zerzy, you're staying aboard as well.
yeah. Do we have like a umbilical or something to attach to them, or is it just like spacewalks back and forth?
Oh no, you're definitely there's an umbilical there's an extendable umbilicus that connects to the airlock.
As they're walking aboard, I'll just have Virgil kind of stand there, just idly scanning through people to make sure nobody's bringing anything too crazy.
Well, nobody's coming over. They're waiting.
I meant
they're waiting for you guys to come in.
Right. I'm just saying, in case anybody does come over, I want them to be scanned.
Okay. So Audrey, you come aboard and you are welcomed by the captain, and he leads you into this is what, deck 2, into the deck 2 common area, where they have some of the injured crew. Mostly it's minor injuries. You know, somebody got freight shifted and somebody busted an arm, or somebody got burned during the process of trying to keep the jump drive alive throughout the jump. And so they're minor injuries, but enough that they need to be looked at. One of the people that you meet is this woman. She's not injured. She's doing her best in an attempt to kind of help the injured as best that she can, or make them comfortable. But Audrey, she looks vaguely familiar to you. Go ahead and make just roll 2d plus your intellect.
Okay.
Okay, so you recognize her from a news post that you saw while on Lunion. There it is. And this was the news post.
I see.
So she is a fairly well-known ancient hunter. Basically, these guys go around trying to locate ancient artifacts, find new ancient sites, basically make a nuisance of themselves to a lot of the existing ancient sites. And they generally, for the most part, as far as the scientific community is concerned, um, most of them have some pretty far out wacky ideas. Her theory is that all of this is a two-dimensional simulation, and that the ancients are going to return and basically uplift humanity to the next stage of development. But she's a fairly well-known and a fairly successful ancients hunter, and her name is Surreal Turgai. And so Audrey, you recognize her.
I'm going to point out that she's not entirely wrong. They do live in a 2D world. No, I'm not even joking. The ancients parts, of course, is crazy, but you know.
So yeah, I mean, you recognize her, and she's aboard this ancient antique trader. And she introduces herself to you, and she has a minor injury, just a small cut on her face. She like waves it off. It's nothing. She's had worse on most of the archaeological digs that she's gone on, and she tells you that she booked passage aboard uh, aboard this ship and is trying to get back to Glisten so that she can begin filming of the next season of Ancient Centers. This season's going to focus on her and her teams. She wants to know, how long, as you're kind of looking over these injured crew members. She says, how long have you been in Gorram's search and rescue?
It is our first day doing this job.
Well,
She
second
says,
week, right?
oh, well. She says, so you're really new to this, and so
Yes.
so she tells the captain. She says, if you don't mind, I'll escort Audrey down to engineering, and she can look it over. What did you guys want Clanker to do? Do you want Clanker to assist Audrey, or do you want Clanker to start getting people injured back over to your ship? Since you have two med bays.
Whatever Audrey would prefer, Clanker would probably help. I mean, he can help with mechanic stuff, or he can use his stewarding skill to get people to move.
Okay.
I leave it up to Audrey. I trust her judgment.
So, Audrey, did you want Clanker to assist you, or do you want Clanker to start getting people off the ship?
Oh, well, it's probably more important to get help to the injured people. So Audrey suggests that.
Okay, so
and then she can work on the repairs of the ship herself.
Okay, so Audrey and Surreal head down to engineering. That's the power plant. Here's maneuver drive. So she kind of brings you down, and you can make a recon plus intellect check.
Look.
So you don't really, I mean, you go past this power plant, you don't really see anything particularly wrong with it, but you do note that this is a, let's see, this is, so this is, as far as you can tell, this is like a really old fusion power plant. Like this is a tech level 8 fusion power plant. So like compared to what you're used to, even your ship, the Bastard, has a newer power plant in it than this thing's got. You've probably never even actually seen one of these things in person. But you get over to the maneuver drive, you can make a engineering maneuver drive plus intellect or education check, your choice.
Oh, okay, so yeah, do engineering. Oops.
Nice.
11.
So this is going to take you probably about another 3 hours. You're wiping the blur of sleep from your eyes as you're working on it, and Surreal just kind of stands by, but you can see generally what the problem is, um, and you're going to be able. You think you're going to be able to get this maneuver drive up and running inside of 3 hours. Over on the main ship, so Clanker starts bringing people injured over, and just kind of escorting them. Virgil scans everybody as they come over. None of them are armed, um, you know, at all. They're just wearing spacers, jumpsuits, and um, Clanker, of course, directs them on where to go in order to get to the med bay. What are you guys over here doing?
Oh, if we're not piloting, then yeah, I guess I'm going to start treating him in the med bay.
Okay, let me. So 14 is the med bay. Put you down there. Go ahead and give me a medic plus education check, and you get your usual bonuses. In fact, you get another +1 for having a med bay. Oh, nice.
Okay, well that's a +16 then.
So yeah, you start treating people. There's enough people that treating them all is going to take the 3 hours that Audrey is working on the ship. Zerzy, what are you doing?
I would like to go down to the med bay. Everybody's kind of doing stuff and kind of, I can't do anything medical really, but what I can do is kind of figure out the logistics of what needs to happen. I need to figure out who can stay where if they're staying on this ship. Trying to ease people's minds, let them know everything's gonna be okay, help people out, give them food and water if they need it.
Sure. So let's do the latter part of it first. Go ahead and make a steward plus intellect check.
Yeah, about that.
Well, one of the robots can probably.
Oh, I got a 9.
Okay.
Even with the -3.
So yeah, you're able to kind of take care of people, putting their fears at ease. Go ahead and give me a leadership plus social check. So you scrape by with that, and you're kind of calming people down. And as far as logistics and whatnot goes, go ahead and give me an admin plus intellect check. Wow. Okay. So you kind of figure out everything that's going to be going on here. Most of these injuries, they're going to be treated and sent back to their ship. There's really no reason for any of these people to stay on here, to stay on board your rescue vessel. For the most part,
I guess I would just radio Audrey to see does it look fixable, or do we need to tow them?
Oh, Audrey would. I mean, Audrey's in the process of repairing it right now.
All right, cool.
So it is fixable.
Yes.
So then they could fly themselves back to the station.
Right.
They just don't have J drive.
Exactly. So yeah, you spend 3 hours dealing with all of this, and by the end of this mission, or by the end of the repair work, Audrey has gotten to know Surreal Turgai pretty well, and you get to hear all about her missions to different ancient sites and some of her theories on the ancients, which are way out there, like bordering on flat Earth theory kind of shit and ancient aliens kind of stuff, and it's all kind of interrelated. It's very peculiar. Probably
Audrey believes all of it.
probably believes most of it, and it's probably a lot of it is going completely over Audrey's head. But
That
uh,
too.
uh, Audrey, you can make a roll. Go ahead and roll 2D plus your social.
Okay.
So, Audrey, you make a friend with Surreal, and she tells you, if you are ever in Glisten, I'm going to be on or in Glisten for like the next year at least, maybe a year and a half filming, and and working on the show, and there's going to be press events and things like that. And she basically gives you like a backstage pass that and gives you her mobile comm number, and she tells you, she says, if you're in Glisten, you and your crewmates look me up, and we can we can do dinner on the television studio's dime, and maybe we'll do some fancy restaurant or something, like
Okay.
like a Star Bowl hotel or something like that. And so she exchanges information with you, and you get the maneuver drive up and running. Which, as soon as the maneuver drive's running, then there's air circulation, and that brings it back online. The captain of the ship tells you that first thing that he's going to do is have some modifications made so that life support system isn't reliant on the drive mechanisms. And so you get back aboard the Garrus rescue ship, and you have successfully completed today's mission. What are you guys doing at this point? I mean, Audrey's probably tired. She's gonna need a she's gonna
Yeah,
need a nap.
Audrey goes to bed probably.
Audrey goes to bed.
Yeah, we, gosh, I don't know. I guess we fly back to the satellites because the ship can go back to the
Well,
station.
the satellites are all fixed.
I thought
So
there were
that's
only
all.
2 of them.
No, there were seven, and it took 27 hours to fix all of them.
Oh, okay. Wow, I totally missed that. For some reason, I thought we only did 2. Okay, then I guess we fly back to the station. This ship in tow.
Okay. So they follow you. They're with their maneuver drives working, and they follow you back to the station. Of course, they are much slower than you are. Like a lot slower. I think they only have thrust 1.
No, we're probably not going to keep pace then.
No, probably not.
Like if they were
Yeah, they've
thrust
only got
3,
thrust 1.
yeah, well, I mean they have enough like supplies for the journey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're not stranded anymore, so we can thrust 4 and leave them behind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yes. We'll wish them luck. We'll say, great seeing you, and we'll do proper repairs at the station, and see you there.
So yeah, go ahead and give me a piloting plus dex check.
Yeah. So there you go.
Oh, nice. So as you are pulling in, you see that there is um, uh, a patrol a patrol corvette is kind of hanging around the station, an Imperial patrol corvette, part of the 43rd Squadron from Lunion, and they send greetings, and the captain invites you to dinner. They'll be here for the next week, just kind of hanging out. But you guys get back to the station, and you get some rack time. Audrey's um, back to being her normal jubilant self, and You also get some training. Take a look here. Training. This is one of those situations where just having a character sheet for skills would be a good idea. So throughout this week, I mean, you have dinner with the captain of this patrol corvette. They're basically just going through. They show up every so often just to make sure things are all that the red zone is being adhered to, and just kind of showing the flag and whatnot. And you receive some anybody who does. So does Zerzy or Audrey have medic?
No.
Yes.
So Audrey, you can make a education or roll 2d plus your education.
Okay.
Right. So in the week, you receive some advanced first aid training, and you get medic 0.
Sweet.
Nice.
Does Zerzy or Kaz have mechanic?
Yes.
I do. Yep.
Okay. Does Zerzy or Kaz have navigation?
Yes.
I don't think so. No, I don't. I have it. I don't have it.
Go ahead and make a education 2d plus education.
Okay.
All right,
11.
you get navigation 0.
Nice.
And I know Zerzy has survival. I think that's all that are going to be given out for search and rescue. So, yeah, you over the course of the week, Audrey and Kaz attend some of these mandatory meetings that turn out to be not completely useless. You learn something from them, and all 3 of you can make a investigate plus intellect check.
Uh-oh. I don't think any of us have that. This is going well.
Well, I have an idea when I'm able to.
So Zerzy, you find in the computer systems, in this dump of data that you got from the satellite, you do find something. You find that there is a note in there that is tucked into maintenance logs, and all that it says. It says that a subsidized liner, referred to as the Amishi, has visited Gorram multiple times. And the note isn't signed by anybody in particular, but this is not a sensor log. This was actually placed here by someone.
Okay.
That is suspicious.
It's probably a long shot, so you'll have to tell me if I would be able to do this. Do Imperials and Sword Worlders have different DNA, or like if I found like a hair on a spacesuit, could I tell?
No, I mean you would be able to tell. Not between not between Imperial, Villani, and Sword Worlders, or even between really there might be some genetic difference between Villani and Soleimani. There might be a little bit of genetic difference between Villani and or Soleimani, Villani, and Jodani. There would be quite a bit genetic variance versus Darians, but not Sword Worlders. Sword Worlders, for if anything, if you were just looking at the genetic makeup, they would appear as any Soleimani would.
My thought process was to have me and or Virgil to kind of like look through those spacesuits throughout the week whenever we could, and see if we could find any traces of a sword worlder.
Yeah,
Just see if I could do something like that.
I
Because
mean,
we're supposed to try to find the spy.
you would. I mean, you would be able to find, trace markers like, oh, blue eyes and blonde hair, or you know, uh, possibly a propensity for eating salted pickled fish, or certain genetic markers, but they're not. There's nothing there that's going to be conclusive that says, "Aha, this is a sword worlder."
Right.
That just doesn't exist.
I mean, I'm trying to think of ways to like stealthily look for this guy without me just trying to hack the systems and looking that way.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You've obviously he's. I mean, this note. I mean, it was placed in the sensor buoy by somebody.
Right.
Probably him.
Can I do like a database check for that ship?
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigate plus intellect check.
Here's another
Fucking
thing you could do.
Investigate. It's gonna kill me.
So no, you see no record of the Amishi, of the name of the ship being the Amishi. You see no record of it being in the Gorram system, and you see no record of any subsidized liner being in the Gorram system.
Right,
Zerzy,
Yeah.
remember how Kaz asked you for help with the medical computer? You're kind of filling in for the IT guy right now, right? So yeah, listen, I'm having some database issue. I can't seem to access the medical records of some of the people on the station. Maybe you can take a look at the medical computer records.
I just imagine you saying that, like looking at me in person. Be like, yeah, help with the medical computer. But yeah, I mean, I'll share my thoughts between these two. Also, just be like, so we know that the guy was here, potentially left this note in a satellite. We know that a ship at least 3 times with its transponder off has been by the world, and we know that this ship, which is probably the same ship, has been by the world.
Right.
Right. My implication, of course, is that you hacked the
Yeah,
medical computer.
I was trying to like do a little CSI stuff before just going straight to hacking, but it sounds like hacking is what I need to do.
Yeah, you got to play to your strengths, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had, science forensics, that would be great. But I mean, even that, like I said, for what you're wanting to do, there's nothing that is going to have a smoking gun that says this person's a sword welder.
I mean, Virgil has a improved forensic toolkit. He also has science chemistry and science psychology. I don't know if those sciences will help, but
science psychology isn't going to be much good. Chemistry, I mean, if you wanted to use it in a very precise manner, I mean, I suppose it could be useful. I mean, it really depends on how you use it.
I think we'll hack the computer and we'll see what that leads us to.
All right, go ahead and give me a computers plus intellect check. The computers here are tech level 12, and you can add your bonus for intrusion. Also, you can mate with a boon because you are on search and rescue and you do have authorization.
Oh,
Here, let me. So that would become 19.
Nice.
So,
wow.
so you crack into the medical computers, and you find a whole bunch of stuff that isn't necessarily med bay related. But now that he's hacked in, both you and Kaz can both make investigate plus intellect checks.
Well, not that it's going to help, but you know.
Don't I have an agent for this?
Well, you can add a +1 for your agent, but
Well,
Yeah.
still fail.
so yeah, between the two of you, you're finding a bunch of stuff in here that, like I said, it's not necessarily medical related, but there's a bunch of you find a bunch of reports, and one name continually keeps coming up, and the one name that keeps coming up, both of you can just roll 2d plus your intellect check. So Kaz,
Okay.
the name that continually keeps coming up is Alistair Holker, and Kaz, you recognize that Alistair Holker is the CEO of Pernock Security Solutions.
Well, that's the guy that bailed on like a contract.
He ran away from the planet of Bruford when the people on Bruford kind of rose up.
Right, and this station is technically also owned by Pernax Security, right?
It is, yeah, it is a subsidiary of Pernock Security Solutions. And this name keeps coming up and in the in
Well,
these
I have
reports.
admin. I have admin. Can I use that to sort of sort the reports and kind of maybe I can't, you know, figure out what they're saying, but sort of like make like an influence or an inference web
Sure.
of these documents.
Sure. Go
Okay.
ahead and give me a admin plus intellect check.
If you want help, let me know. I'm also highly skilled in admin.
Oh well, then okay. Then why don't I? Then I'll okay. Then I'll pitch that idea to you, and then you can take over. Then I'll assist you. So here's my assistance role, which I fail. So yeah, you go ahead and okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, good job,
Well,
us.
between the two of you, you are able to kind of sort this data.
Okay.
Second here.
Yep, sorry, I need to step away for like 2 minutes. Be right back.
Okay.
Audrey, are you skilled in investigate?
No.
Okay, so the only thing that's skilled in investigate is Virgil. He has a +2.
Let's have Virgil try it.
So
Yeah.
with between the two of you, you're able to sort through this data, and you do find a dead drop. And in this dead drop, this is what you find.
Oh, shit.
Did you need me to share that again?
No, it's just some reason that when it's shared, it became its own pop-out window for me.
Oh, that's
okay.
odd.
There, now I can see it.
Oh. Mark target. We met that ship before.
Yes.
Oh, and Duchess Delphine. We met her before too. And Amishi, that's the ship that we just rescued.
No, the Amishi is the subsidized liner that is supposedly has made three
Oh,
trips to Gorram, but you're seeing no source of it in the scanner logs.
hmm.
So, does the name Vergaten, Compton, Ensker, Slegist? I assume that is a sword wielder name.
Let's see here.
Because it says naval intelligence underneath it, so.
Right. Yeah, that is a sword wielder name.
Would we know if that's the name of the? Well, I guess would Kurt have told us the name of the agent?
He never divulged his name.
Okay.
It could be that guy then who we're looking for.
Basically, this guy is a forgotten captain, is a lieutenant commander, I believe, or captain. And Angser Slurstick is definitely a sword wielder name. So the other thing about this is that this was also CC'd to the Gorram Station commander, Crix Darrison.
Ah,
Was CC to him.
Yeah. So whoever Marin Suwa is sent it to Alistair Hulker and carbon copied Commander Crix Darrison on it about how a Dindy code has been received, and that there's high-ranking personnel that have booked a, in quotes, red zone vacation, and evidently the Humboldt plan to blackmail these individuals, and the most important of them is Sir Paul Ramada, who is a fifth cousin thrice removed from Duchess Delphine of Mora. So, blackmailing them for cash or other favors to be named later would not be exceptionally difficult, because of course Duchess Delphine is not going to want that, to get any, she's not going to want that to be made public knowledge, especially that her fifth cousin was going on a vacation to a red zoned planet.
All right. Kaz, you reading all this? Your mic's muted if you're talking.
Is it? No, it's not.
There you go. Okay.
it's not now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You reading the handout?
Yeah. I saw.
So, my thought process is this is from a dead drop on the medical computer.
Yep.
The Engerson, whatever the fuck, that's a sword world name, so we're pretty sure that's our guy. So he found this and was going to send it, but never sent it, as far as we know.
Yeah, he said that he wanted to deliver it in person, but that it was important enough they left it as a dead drop.
Well, can I ask this? The numbers above it is the date. How long ago was it put there? Compared to what our character's dates is.
So this would have been 23/11/05, so that would have been our month of January. This is probably about, I would say, 5 months old.
Okay.
So it would have put him the date would have coincided with about when he would have been on the station.
Okay.
Probably just before he would have left, hoping to get back to Mithril.
I guess I talked to Kaz and just say, I mean, I don't think he's here. What's our game plan here? I mean, do we just try to leave with this intel, or what are you thinking?
I'm wondering if he was. my first question is like, why wasn't this guy? Why didn't he do what he said? Why didn't he show? Why didn't he, report to his handlers?
Well, we know that he made it to Mithril. He was on his
Right.
way back to Biter.
And then we know that his ship disappeared. Or sorry, that he went on a ship and disappeared.
Well, he missed a ship. Whatever transport he took to get to Mithril showed up like 3 days to a week late, and the ship that he was supposed to take off on had already left. And so he was waiting for another transport. And of course, we know that Mithril's downport was attacked by raiders.
Right.
What happened to
think-
him after that, nobody knows.
Right. So we don't know what happened to him. We have this data. I mean, this data is probably important enough to your contact, where we could go with this, but
So the other thing, Kaz and Zerzi, you can both roll 2d plus your intellect again.
God, my fucking rolls tonight.
So Kaz, this document references, it says that towards the bottom, the Raider class ship marked Target has been a boon in operations. You recognize marked Target. You dealt with them when you were aboard the Scander.
Yep.
It also says the Humboldt should have no difficulty in securing blackmail. So you recognize the name the Humboldts. And so the Humboldts was a royal family out of hold on here. Find it. So they were imperial nobles of Soleimani descent. There we go. They were the former dukes of Vincennes, which was in the Deneb sector. They took the wrong side during the Imperial Civil War. And when everything was all said and done, the emperor at the time basically excommunicated them entirely, removed all of their holdings, basically hunted down their fleets to the last ship, and supposedly killed them all off. However, mostly in the Deneb subsector, but also pretty much throughout the rest of the Spinward marches. To this day, the Humboldts are kind of a big political boogeyman. And so, like, politicians or nobles, when they're trying to pass a new law or a bill or whatever, they'll say things like, well, we have to do this because you never know, the Humboldts will come and ruin everything if we don't pass this new legislation and things like that. So the Humboldts are like this mythic boogeyman now throughout charted space, or well, throughout at least the Spinward Marches sector. And like I said, they lost all of their holdings. Their ships were supposedly hunted down, and essentially at that point, the emperor said, "All right, the Humboldts are dead. We've wiped them off the map, and that's the end of it." Most people don't think that was really the end of it, though. They think that that was just too neat of a solution, and there have been rumors for years, like to the tune of like 100 and some odd years, that there are members of the Humboldt family that have survived and are operating in the shadows, basically trying to regain their
Position.
their former power and position. Yeah.
Hmm.
And so
Okay, well, go ahead.
I was going to say this information. You've spent like a week, kind of going through all of this information. During the week, what's Audrey doing?
Okay, well, Audrey would take Tom for a walk around the station
Okay.
and then also make more of those repairs that the station needs.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a mechanic plus intellect check. Somehow I lost. There we go. Okay, so yeah, you make some more repairs around the station. You are quickly working your way through the limited amount of spares that you brought over, and uh, Audrey, you're finding that in like maintenance logs that being low on repairs is, or being low on spares is a pretty normal situation um, for this station, and you note that um, it has especially been normal for the station since Commander Crix Darrison has taken over command of the station. Audrey, you can make an admin plus intellect check.
Admin, plus intellect.
Oof.
Oof. Oh man. Well, actually, that would be a 3 because you shouldn't be at a -4. Um. So yeah, you're seeing that um the most that you're not really drawing any direct parallels here, Audrey being Audrey, but in the maintenance logs you are seeing a the maintenance crews are requesting parts and tools and whatnot. If those parts and tools are not being fulfilled, or they're not arriving. And what is arriving is maybe less than a third of what was ordered. Now
Well, Audrey,
you don't know if that's a logistics problem, from the station that's sending the parts, or because these reports would have been uh, sent up the chain to Commander Crix Darrison, who um, would have then put them in for the next shipment. And you're not sure if it where the problem lies, but the station essentially is only receiving less than a third of the spares and supplies that are requested.
oh, well then Audrey goes to that person we first met, the executive officer, and tells her that we don't have enough
Okay.
uh, tools and spares for the station.
Okay. Hold on just a second here. I know. There she is. So you find her in the cafeteria, mess hall, rec room, and you inform her. So how are you're just telling her that the station's not receiving? Like, how are you putting this?
Oh, well, she says we don't have enough supplies for maintaining the station.
Okay. Um, so uh, so she says, well, she says I'm not a logistics officer, so I'm not sure um, why that would be. She tells you she has noted that you're not the first person to complain about this. The previous search and rescue crew made complaints about a lack of spares and supplies, things that were ordered that never showed up. And she tells you, she says the best thing that first she thanks you for coming to her with this. You followed the correct chain of command, and she tells you that the best thing that she can recommend at this point, she says, to fill out a requisition form of the spare, anything that you need, and she says turn it into her, and she will present it to Commander Darrison, and she'll take it from there.
Okay, Audrey fills out that form and gives it to the lady.
Okay, so you fill out the form, filling out what it is that you think the station needs, and pass that on to her.
Mhm.
So this has all taken place throughout the week. Kaz and Zerzy, you were about to tell me something before I went off with Audrey. What were you going to say?
What was I gonna say? Something profound, no doubt. No, I was gonna say no. I wasn't gonna say anything profound. I was going to say that something. We received intel. The intel is non-actionable, so therefore it's practically not intel. So either we make it actionable or we wait for more intel or find more intel. So those are basically our two options. Either we take this to somebody who knows what's going on, such as Zerzy, your contact. Uh, we go we go on a mind reading spree, because why shouldn't we? Or we just like look around where there could be potentially just more random intelligence data, but that sounds unlikely, but not impossible.
Well, you could
I'm
hack the computer of the executive officer or the commander.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea. Well, the commander's guilty of like embezzling, so I mean that's
That would
probably
be a
worthwhile.
bonus.
Yeah, that's like worthwhile in of itself.
You could blackmail him.
Yeah,
I'm I'm of the mindset that this intel was so important to this naval officer, he made a dead drop of it. I honestly think we need to leave here with a bang and get this to Kurtavas ASAP. That is my particular thought. I'm obviously, of course, open to everyone else, but I'm of the opinion that this space station is full of greed and corruption. I don't really care about them. Honestly, I'm of the opinion to set the autopilot on that wrecker to go into the sun or into the planet, and we just leave. We'll make up an excuse, have that like a delayed autopilot or something, and let the station be crippled. And who cares?
We can just say we're disgruntled like the previous crew and we quit and then leave.
Right.
Because working here obviously sucks.
This job sucks. I think I've worked this job. So we're gonna break here for the week. I will close up with the summary of Twilight's Peak, which I will play now. I think. There we go. So that is the summary of Twilight's Peak that was found stashed away, encoded in a partitioned off, hidden section of Stubborn Bastard's computer core.
Very, very interesting.
All right.
So we will pick this up next week at 6 o'clock Pacific time on Wednesday night.
So everyone, next,
As a reminder, I will be late to next session as well.
Okay.
But after that, I should be back to my normal schedule. So.
Okay. We will see you when you get here.
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
All right. Have a
Thanks
good night,
for running.
guys.
Have a good one. Bye bye.